Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Algorand. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we are still in this channel down pattern, and until we break out of it, we are going to be expected to adhere to the channel's support and resistance. So the last bounce was off of this resistance, so we are looking at a bounce off of the support. Now you could say we technically almost retested it here, but I would be looking for a full-on retest if we were to continue in this trajectory. Now it does seem like Algorand wants to break above the 20 EMA, and it already opened a candle above the 20 EMA, which is pretty good. Bitcoin is also sitting above $30,000, but you can see here with this wick, Algorand went to 9 cents. So this is our current bottom or presumed bottom for this bear market. Now we might return back down here. We might come back down and just fill this wick, because that's what happens a lot of the times. You print a large wick over here and then you start retracing, and at some point you just come back down a few weeks later and then have the back test of that same trend line, but you only fill up the wick with proper candles, and then you have the move to the upside. But until we break out of this channel pattern, I'm not going to be expecting Algorand to do anything massive. We need Bitcoin to start pumping above $33,000 to $34,000. We want to secure the August 2022 high as a proper support trend line, or a proper support level, I should say. But surprisingly, Bitcoin has had quite a quick retracement. I don't think we're through with this pullback, but I do think come August and September, we might have a nice alt season. So that is potentially when Algorand is going to be breaking out of this channel pattern. We also need the volume indicator to confirm that for us, because if we don't have volume coming in, then we can't expect that breakout to be valid. So if we are breaking out, there's no volume, we're probably just going to end up coming back down into the channel. That's something to keep in mind. Now we did break below this support level at 16.5 cents, which is pretty important because we haven't retested it as resistance. So we broke below over here in May, and we haven't come back up for a back test of resistance. We might do that in July, have a retracement into August, and from August into September, we're going to see a massive move to the upside. Maybe we retest this local high that we printed back in February. Maybe we go slightly higher and we retrace to the 1.414, which is the November 2022 high. No one knows. But I do know that these prices right now for Algorand are extremely cheap, because, I mean, if you had your buy limit orders set up approximately around 10 cents, which we were actually targeting here based off of the 2.272 fib. So if you had those buy limit orders set up right now, you're already up approximately 30% just based off of this single entry. And this is how you can make money in these bear markets. Even in bear markets, you can swing trade, you can make some good gains. Now, we are hoping for Algorand, obviously, to break out of this. We need to secure the November 2022 high. We want to break above that and back test 44 cents as support. Hopefully, we're going to do that by the end of this year, because we do want to obviously go into an uptrend once we get closer to the Bitcoin halving. Now, taking a look at the daily RSI, you can see that we are extremely low here. We were sitting at the index of 15, and I don't think we've ever been that low on the daily chart. So this was an incredible buying opportunity for Algorand, or for anyone looking to get into Algorand, I should say. We broke above this support block, or I should say it was a resistance because we were below it, but we broke above it regardless. And hopefully once the retracement to the upside comes to an end, we come back down and we retest this support block as support, obviously, and from there we can have a nice proper second leg up. But for now, if you want to enter Algorand, anything below 15 cents, I would say, is extremely cheap. So don't mind this wick. If you didn't manage to catch it, don't worry. Feel free to average in right now. Not a financial advice, but if we drop lower, just buy more. This is your chance to get a nice position, because once you're going to be taking profits in the bull market, which presumably, if we throw in a Fibonacci retracement from that low, presumably is going to be sitting at, let's say, $7 to $10, $7 to $12. You're not going to be thinking about, you're not going to be regretting buying at 12, 15 cents, maybe even 16 cents. So your average buying price is not going to be that important as long as it's down here, okay? Your average buying price is going to be as low as it could have been back in March 2020. That's how crazy this pullback is. So we are retesting the previous low here, and I don't want to be dropping below that, to be honest with you guys. I do not want to be dropping below this this March 2020 low. So hopefully we can start retracing from here as soon as possible, and we can break out of this channel down pattern. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart, you can see that we have a support block set up from 16.7 cents down to 11.1 cents, so 0.111, and we actually perfectly retested that level. If you can actually take a look at this, guys, this is a perfect closure on top of this bottom line of the support block. And how did we know that this was our support block? Well, basically all we did was we took the low that we printed back in March 2020, and I think we took this low as the top of the support block, or maybe we took this little wick. It doesn't matter which point you look at, this is still your support block. So we retested this level, had a massive bull market, we came back down, retested that exact level, and now we're moving to the upside. And things are looking bearish for now, obviously, because we were having this massive move to the downside. But midterm, I think we have a possibility of retesting 19 cents roughly, which is the 20 EMA right now on the weekly. So we want to break above the descending resistance trend line that has been keeping us down since November 2021. Once we break above that, that is going to be our first major bullish signal. And if that happens, chances of us reversing the trend are going to exponentially start increasing. Once we have the volume indicator confirming that as well, things are looking good at that point, and all we need to do is just wait for the bullish cross on the weekly chart, and that is your major buying signal if you want to stay on the sidelines until then. But for now, if you want to be getting into Algorand, guys, don't be too greedy. Don't wait for these exact lows to be retested one more time, because you don't know if they will be retested. And that's just my philosophy. If the prices are low, why not buy in? Taking a look at the weekly RSI, we dropped below our support block here, so this was something that we were targeting. We dropped even lower. This was quite the pullback for Algorand. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I mean, we perfectly retested the support block, but I did not expect us to do it that quickly. Now, we take a look at the stochastic. We are in the oversold, perfect buying opportunity on the weekly, just like we had a perfect buying opportunity back in December 2022. And that is pretty much everything I have. Once we have a definitive bear market bottom, we are going to be able to set a Fibonacci retracement to the upside and see what our actual bull market targets are going to be looking like. Until then, we can speculate a bit, but we do need that bottom to come into play for the next targets. But once we break above this trend line, we're good to go for continuation, guys. I want to thank you all for watching this video. I hope you learned something useful. I hope you enjoyed the video, and take care and goodbye.